Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. So while my move to Europe didn't go as planned, at least I got some amazing scents out of it. And if you want to know about everything that entailed on my journey to moving abroad, check this video out. I'll give you a nice little update in that video about everything that went on and why we decided to come back. Also, I'm gonna address this in this video because there's a couple comments on that video of people who are like, she moved and then she came back and her house just looked exactly like how it was before and she somehow was able to get the same house, like she didn't really move. First of all, making that video and doing that update was incredibly difficult for me because it's hard to admit to 80-something thousand people that you pretty much failed in a sense, even though I don't like to see it as that because I learned a lot from that experience. There was one comment that really irritated me on that video, and I hate to give attention to this person because I'm sure that's what they wanted. They commented on that video like 55 times, but I will give it to you just to clarify. That move was planned for, really planned for the past couple years, but planned within me for the past 15 years or so. It was always something that I knew I was gonna do, is go back. I was 9 when we left and I did not have a good experience. I've never really gone into this, but I guess maybe I'll go a little bit into it in this video. When my family and I first moved to the US, I was 9 years old and it was a very rocky start and it took a lot of getting used to. It was a huge culture shock, especially at that age, to go from being in a tiny little country but also city. I came from like a village pretty much where everyone knew everyone, to then come to the US that is just so grand. It was a huge shock. I did not have a good schooling experience. I got heavily bullied when we first moved here, and so all of that resulted in me just kind of always having this resentment for the US. And obviously I grew out of that and I became an adult and things got better, but I still always had this kind of feeling with me that I always wanted to go back. And so that move was planned for a long time, but I guess it was different going there for vacation, and also living all these years in the US makes you accustomed to this way of living. And also I've grown up in the US. I was a child when I lived in Albania, so those are like my most fond years. I had an amazing childhood, and then it got really rocky when we moved here. But as I've gotten into my adult years, I'm 26 now, I'm getting into my late 20s, and just thinking about a lot of things going forward in my life and what I want to do with it, I guess something changed within my brain. So when we finally went there, something was different. I explained in that video, but there was just a different feeling. There was a lot of comments on that video of people that were like, I totally get this feeling. Being somebody that has moved to different places, like I get it. If you don't know and you haven't experienced it, then there's no way I can explain it to you for it to make sense. And with that aside, the whole housing situation, I was not in my own place. My husband and I moved back in after our lease ended a couple years ago with my parents so that we could save up for the move. So this is not my house. This is my room, but it's in my parents' house. And so that is why things don't really look different, because I'm in the same place. And we are now saving up to purchase our own home here now that we know that we want to live here. I just wanted to clarify those couple things because I know maybe without context you could assume a lot of different things. And I don't owe anybody an explanation because it's my life at the end of the day, but there was a couple of those comments where I was just like, what are you even talking about? How can you come to these conclusions without knowing the facts? So hopefully that clarified it a little bit more for you. I know it was very wild of us to go there and decide that we wanted to come back within 1 month. I know that's crazy, but you know that saying, when you know, you know? There's people that literally get married within like 2 days of knowing somebody and they last forever. Like, you just know sometimes, and we felt it deep within our souls that we just didn't belong there anymore. With that said, I'm gonna share with you guys some stuff that I bought while I was over there. So let's get into all of that now. Starting with the first perfume I got. This is by the brand Korres. Everybody told me before I went there, you gotta go to the little Greek pharmacies and pick up a couple products from Korres because this is an amazing company. I thought this company was only over there, but turns out they actually carry Korres at Ulta. So I can buy these products here, which is amazing. I ended up buying a couple products from Korres. Oh, I actually also bought a moisturizer for the face. It was like a yogurt moisturizer and I've been loving it. It's in my little vanity right now, so I'm not gonna get it. But I'm gonna show you guys the body care and perfume that I got. First, I got this Pure Greek Olive Body Cream. This is a moisturizing body cream enriched with extra virgin olive oil. And aside from it being incredibly nourishing, this smells so good, and it pairs up with like all of my perfumes so well. It's such a nice base. It's so incredibly moisturizing without feeling greasy. Oh, it smells so good. Because I wore it while I was over there, now it smells like grease to me. That smells incredible. You need this in your life. I'm gonna try to link it in my description box if I can, if you could buy it in the US. But if you live over in Greece and you haven't tried this, definitely try it out. This stuff is amazing. Also, this Korres brand is pretty affordable. They also make perfumes, and at the store that we were at, we were kind of in a rush, so I didn't have time to go through each one of their perfumes and like go over notes and everything. So I picked the one that I thought I was gonna like love without really doing much research on it. I just quickly smelled it at the store and just bought it. But this one's called Black Sugar, and this was like the sweetest one from all the ones that they had. This brand is more of like natural, more like earthy type of scents, and I love anything that's sweet and sugary, so I thought this would be a pretty safe blind buy for me. This one has top notes of oriental lily, caramel, heliotrope, middle notes of rose, black sugar, Brazilian rosewood, and base notes of amber, vanilla, and tonka bean. Once we left the store and I got in the car and I could like look this up, I did that right away, and I saw that this was compared to Prada candy, so I was like, okay, that was a great pick because I love the smell of Prada candy. It smells amazing. It smells more like real sugar, which I don't know if that makes sense. It smells more realistic sugary than synthetic perfumey type sugary, if that makes any sense. It's like more of a natural version of Prada candy. I think the note I get most in here is that black sugar and the vanilla bean and the amber and the tonka bean. I'm not really getting much of caramel or a lot of florals that are in here. I mainly just get that, and maybe with like a little bit of woodsiness. It's definitely on the softer side. It doesn't really last too much. It is an eau de toilette, so definitely a soft scent for sure, but I really like it. And I'll read you guys the description in the back. It says, a darker, opulent journey through the candy flavored pleasures of yesterday, the alluring, striking power of black sugar, an emotional experience. Orient, sweet, addictive, an Eastern take on the eternal symbol of innocence. Majestic flowers that have long held a role in mythology. Greeks believed that the lily sprouted from the milk of the Queen of Gods, an early sign of spring, arriving even before the first leaves appear on trees. The delicate flower of violet with its woodsy floral scent is as close as nature can get to the art of elegant flirtation, associated with eternal romance, also the symbol of ancient Greece. Oh, I love that. So I got that in Greece, and then I'm gonna show you these four. This brand, BU, I grew up on this brand when I was a kid, and every time that we went back to Greece, and I actually ended up finding this in a supermarket in Albania. I did see them in Greece, but I didn't pick them up. But then once we went to Albania, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get these, and they were so affordable. Albania doesn't use euros, we use lek. But I think in dollars, these are probably like less than $5. They were so cheap. And these BU scents smell so good. I still have 2 perfumes in my collection, but I decided to get these deodorant body sprays. They're pretty much just like a really intense body spray. Think of like an Axe body spray, like very intense. And all of these, well, not all of these, but a couple of these are dupes for designer perfumes. But I think my favorite 2 of BU have always been, ever since I was a kid, these 2 right here, and I'm so happy that they still carry these. But Heartbeat and Trendy, these 2 are like the scents of Greece to me. Like every time I smell these, I think of Greece. They're so good. They don't last a super long time. It's just kind of like a easy grab and go type of thing. Like I can just throw this in my purse, but this is like, it's fresh, it's aromatic, woodsy, a little bit zesty. And then I think Trendy is my number 1 favorite. This one, this is literally the scent of Greece. Like this is what Greece smells like to me. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a clean, woodsy, aromatic. Again, like I'm saying the same thing for both of these. Very unique scents. I don't own anything like these. I think maybe the closest perfumes I can kind of put to these 2 are like a More and More by Cacharel and the original Nina Ricci by Nina Ricci perfume. Those are the only scents that have come anywhere close to these 2, but yeah, I'm so happy to have those because I also have the matching perfumes for those 2 as well, so I can just intensify them. And then I got these 2, which I don't think I've ever tried. This one's called Vibe. This is YSL Libre, but like with a little bit more of a pink, warm floral kind of touch. It's really pretty. These are getting in my throat. And then I got this one. This is called Hidden Paradise, and oh, it's like really getting in my throat. It's like intense body sprays. This is definitely more of like a tropical scent, as it is in the name. It's like sweet and perfumey at the same time. This one's really sexy. Even though it does have that hint tone of tropical paradise, there's still a wearable aspect to that, so I could wear that whenever. I love that I have these now because They're just easy. Get out the shower, spray this all over, and then just top them off with the perfume. They are getting in the back of my throat right now. They are so freaking strong. And then surprisingly, those are pretty much the only scents that I got when we were in Greece and Albania, which as you saw was not a lot, but we were more concerned with everything that was going on and our plans and what we were gonna do, so we were not really in the mindset to shop. But the last two perfumes that I actually got these when we flew back. Our layover was in Turkey, and if you don't know, the airport in Turkey is huge, and they have designer stores like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada, Chanel, all of them in that airport. That airport was the bougiest airport I've ever been in. It was huge, and they had so many perfumes and all the niche perfume brands and everything. And I got Baccarat Rouge. Now you're probably like, well girl, you have a Baccarat Rouge, don't you? Yes, I actually had Baccarat Rouge because while I was in Albania, my family wanted to smell all my perfumes because I traveled with them all. I had them all in a luggage and I wrapped them up in like socks. I actually ended up traveling with only 50 perfumes. As you guys know, I sold a lot before I left, and then I also left a lot here at my parents' house. I didn't want to like just travel with all of them at the same time, so I traveled with 50, which sounds like a lot, but I mean it was a lot. But it's not as much as I've had. It was doable, and they all wanted to like go in and smell all of them, so they smelled them and they wanted to purchase some off of me, and it was so hard to let go because a lot of the perfumes they wanted to get I was so attached to and I was obsessed with. But one of the perfumes I ended up selling was Baccarat Rouge. That actually ended up working out. Actually, I think I gave my Baccarat Rouge. I don't think I even sold it, which was fine because I got a really good deal on this. I believe I paid $3.50 for mine when I purchased the first one here in the US. I got it at like a Saks Fifth Avenue store, and it was like $3.50 plus tax, so a good amount. But at the airport in Turkey, I think this was like $2.30 or somewhere around there. Plus they had a 10% off coupon thing if you signed up with them, and I did that. So I ended up getting this for like 200 bucks, which was like $150 less than I paid the first time around. And I also had a little bit of a dent in my first one anyway, so I was like, what a perfect time to repurchase my Baccarat Rouge. I love this scent. I know it's so annoyingly popular, but I genuinely love it, so I'm so happy that I have a new bottle of it now. Perfect scent to just grab and go, perfect scent to layer with everything. Gets so many compliments. It's just so good. It's expensive, but it was amazing getting it there. Oh, and obviously it was duty free, so I didn't pay tax on it. It was just a win-win all around. Really good price on that. And the last scent that I got there at the airport, this one was like super cheap. I think this was like $25 or $30. Again, no tax. Obviously everything is no tax at an airport. This is by Emporio Armani, and it's called Diamonds. I'd heard about these perfumes before. I think there's a few of them, and I don't know which one this one is, if it's like the original or a flanker, I don't know. But I smelled the tester there and it smelled amazing, so I bought it. It's only a 1.7 fluid ounce, which is fine. I love the packaging. It's like a little diamond. This is just like a clean scent, but there's something about it that is so good, especially in the dry down. I almost didn't buy this, but I had sprayed this on, and my husband and I were walking around the airport. We went and got McDonald's in Turkey, which was actually really good. And while I was there, I kept getting whiffs of where I had sprayed this on me, and I was like, I have to go back and get that. This smells incredible. This has top notes of lychee and raspberry, middle notes of rose, freesia, patchouli, cedar, and lily of the valley, and base notes of vanilla, amber, and vetiver. And I don't know how to explain this. It's a very original scent. Opens up very clean. It just smells really pure and ethereal. But then as it dries down, it starts getting a little bit of depth, and it's a really smooth, almost creamy floral kind of scent. It's so freaking pretty. This is a wedding scent for sure. And then it gets kind of almost masculine in the base, woodsy and aromatic. This scent is so good, and it's so inexpensive. I'm gonna try to link it for you guys. Definitely check this one out. It's such a pretty freaking scent, and literally gets better and better the more that you have this on. Judging from the bottle, it looks like it would just be like a fresh scent, but it's actually pretty sweet, which you wouldn't think so when you just look at this. It's like a sweet, ethereal, clean, aromatic scent. It's so pretty. I definitely recommend that you check this one out, and it's so inexpensive. So if you want an inexpensive perfume that smells really good and it's original, doesn't smell like anything out there, definitely check that out. I have a feeling that's gonna be a big compliment getter because it's just whimsical, ethereal, delicious. Those are all of the little fragrances and just random body care that I picked up while I was over there. Like I said, we were a lot more concerned with everything that we were gonna do there, so I didn't really have time to even think about purchasing a ton of stuff. So this is all I was able to get my hands on, but I'm really happy with everything. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.